Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. K. Anitha, Associate Professor, Department of English, Sithalakshmi Ramaswamy College, Tiruchirappalli. In this video, we are going to see the fundamental components of using phrases and clauses for effective writing in English. Why learning phrases and clauses become important? The basic knowledge of phrases and clauses give the user of the language a tremendous power to construct sentences. It helps one to express one's thought in various forms, to introduce style and freshness in speech and writing. Let us examine this group of words. On the bridge, a phrase. An old man, a phrase. Only occasionally, a phrase. Was reading, a phrase. A tiny mouse, a phrase. Here, she laughs at shy people, it's a clause. I waited for you, it's a clause. When the saints came, a clause. Because of the punishment you gave me, a clause. Let's see, what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words acting as a unit that does not include a subject and a predicate. There are types of phrases. Let's see the commonly known phrases here. Noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverbial phrase, prepositional phrase. What is a noun phrase? Noun phrase is a word or group of words containing a noun, a functioning in a sentence, a subject, object, or prepositional object. A verb phrase consists of a verb or of a main verb following a modal or one or more auxiliaries. Examples are walked, can see, and had been writing. Adjective phrase, a group of words based on an adjective. Adverbial phrase is a phrase that it can be used for adding more information about place, time, etc. Prepositional phrase, a group of words that begins with a preposition and ends with a noun, pronoun, or noun phrase. Participial phrase. A participial phrase is a group of words consisting participle and the modifiers and pronouns, noun phrase that function as the direct object or indirect object or complement of the action or state expressed in the participle. For example, removing his coat, Jack rushed to the river. The participial phrase functions as an adjective modifying Jack. Here in this sentence, the word removing is participle. His coat, its direct object of action expressed in participle. Let's see what is an absolute phrase. An absolute phrase is a group of words that modify an entire sentence. Absolute phrases most often contain a noun and a participle. An absolute phrase is a noun phrase, meaning it always contains a noun or pronoun. An absolute phrase often contains a participle. For example, shaking hands, I sat down to take the test. In this sentence, shaking hands is the absolute phrase. We have a noun, hands, and a participle, shaking. Participle, a word formed from a verb and used as an adjective. For example, working woman, burnt bread, are a noun. For example, good breeding. In English, participles are also used to make compound word forms. Example is going, has been. A phrase in apposition. Words or phrases are placed beside each other in a sentence so that one describes or defines the other. For example, my dog woofers, in which my dog is in opposition to the name woofers. The living room, the biggest room in the house, is always tidy. In this example, both the living room and the biggest room refer to the same room. So, it is a phrase in apposition. Then we shall move on to the parenthetical phrase. It is often known simply as parentheticals, or a way to add information and flow to your writing. These phrases are used to convey information that support a sentence. Actually, it gives additional information to the sentence. For example, my father, upon looking at my report card, banned me from communicating with my friends. Here, my father banned me from communicating with my friends is a thing. And upon looking at my report card, it gives an additional information. So, phrase in apposition and parenthetical phrase can sometimes overlap and mean one and the same. In previous slides, we have seen about the phrases. Here, we shall see what is a class. A class consists of a group of words. A clause has definite meaning. A clause makes a complete sense. A clause is either part of a sentence or its sentence itself. A clause is defined as a group of words that includes a subject and a verb, often giving complete meaning. Types of clauses. Main clause, it is also called principal clause or independent clause. So a main clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb. It is one that can stand alone and makes complete sense. That is why it is called an independent clause. They can occur in simple, complex, compound and complex compound sentences. Examples, I know how to drive a car, but I enjoy riding bikes. So here, I know how to drive a car is a clause. It gives a complete sense. And I enjoy riding bikes. It also gives a complete sense. So here, I know how to drive a car is a clause. I enjoy riding bikes, also a clause. Today is Wednesday is a clause. I was not keeping well, so I took a day off work. When I met you, I did not think we would get this close. It was my sister's birthday yesterday. However, she did not want to celebrate. Here we see subordinate clause and dependent clause. A subordinate clause is a group of words that consist of a subject, a verb, and a subordinating conjunction like although, even though, because, or a relative pronoun like which, that, who, whom. Unlike main clauses, subordinate clauses cannot stand alone or convey complete meaning when taken separately from the sentence. It is a part of. Dependent clauses can be divided into types based on their function. The types of dependent clauses are noun clause, adjective clause or relative clause, adverb clause, conditional clause, comparative clause, verbless, and complementary clauses. Noun, adjective, and adverb clause. A noun clause is a dependent clause that takes the place of any noun in the sentence. They can be subjects, objects, or object complements. For example, she was saddened by what she has read. An adjective clause or a relative clause modifies a noun or pronoun. For example, the girl who has shifted from Japan has come to meet you. An adverbial clause, sometimes referred to as an adverb clause, is a group of words that together functions as an adverb. This means that the clause describes or modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. For example, although they drove really fast, they could not reach there in time. Complementary clauses. A comparative clause is a type of subordinate clause that follows the comparative form of an adjective or adverb and begins with as, than, or like. As the name indicates, a comparative clause expresses a comparison. For example, Sheila is smarter than Anne. A complement or complementary clause is a clause which is used as the complement of some other word. For example, he never expected that she would come. the class that she would come serves as the complement of the verb expected, and so is a complement clause. In grammar, a complement is a word, phrase, or clause that is necessary to complete the meaning of a given expression. Complements are often also arguments. Let's see conditional or if clause. There are three conditions. The first one, likely or probable condition. The second one, unlikely or improbable condition. The third category is impossible. Here, likely or probable condition, it is quite likely to happen. For example, if it rains, they will get wet. So in these sentences, the verb of if clause is in simple present tense. For example, it rains. The main clause, the verb in simple future tense, will get. They will get wet. It shows that something will happen if a certain condition is fulfilled. Unlikely or improbable condition. For example, if it rained, they would get wet. In if clause, the verb is in simple past. In the main clause, it is simple future in past tense. A condition that we suppose or imagine. All the unreal conditions like if I were a bird, I would fly are included in unlikely or improbable condition. The third condition, impossible condition. For example, if it had rained, they would have got wet. Verb of if clause is in past perfect tense. The main clause in future perfect tense. This is called impossible condition, and it talks about something that took place in the past but unfulfilled. If he had written the test well, he would have passed. So he did not write and so did not pass. If I had enough money, I would have bought the Benz car. I did not have money and I did not buy the car. Let's see verbless clauses here. A verbless clause is a group of words that does not contain a verb. For any sentence, verb is an important thing. Without verb, we cannot get a complete meaning in a sentence. Here, in verbless clause, for example, good morning, happy birthday, there is no verb in this group of words. The verb is deleted or ellipted. The sentence fragment has a complete meaning since it provides specific information. Verbless clauses also known as small clauses. What is the coordinate clause? Two or more parts of a sentence, often joined by and, or, but, etc., that make separate statements that each have equal importance. For example, it stopped raining, the sun came out. These two sentences joined by the word and. It stopped raining and the sun came out are both coordinate clauses. They are joined by the word and a coordinate conjunction. Look at this table and find some useful English phrases for everyday use. Thank you.